Good afternoon, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. We're here with SpeedGaming Live Qualifier Race number 3. I'll be doing commentary along with good friend Groggy Dog. How are you doing today, Groggy?
It is a beautiful fall day, so of course I am here inside talking about Final Fantasy Randomizer. Could have it no other way. Looking forward to this race and looking forward to being here with you.
Yeah, this should be a really fast race. These flags are remarkably competitive in that they allow for no loose items, and it's just pretty much a routing execution race. So we're going to see our runners going fast, finding their key items, looking for their progression, and hitting Temple of Fiends Revisited as soon as possible. Looks like almost all of our runners are running the standard fighter rainbow, except Lord Fizzlebeef bringing a thief in lieu of a white mage. What do you think about that, Groggy?
I like it. I mean, right before we went live, I was saying how you can, pry Fighter Rainbow from my cold dead hands, but I think you're going to be doing a lot of walking, a lot of running. This is not a super kind counter rate. It is not the worst. Obviously, you're really hoping that the magic falls right for you. And I definitely like the caution that most of these runners are showing. That is a little bit more true to how I play, but if it works out well for you, it is really going to speed up your early game.
Yeah. And we are running on a 10-minute delay, so our runners are out the gate right now, and we see Cyranus and Fizzle go right into the Canaria, and we got first look at White Magic, level 1 Fade for the White Mages, and Bruise locked to the White Mage only.
Yeah, this is looking good if anyone decided not to bring White Mage, at least so far. You got Fast early, you got Fade early, I definitely don't mind that.
Yeah, and I like Zap and Quad X. They are going to be really handy when it comes to how we get our levels. Yeah. We do have vanilla spike tiles turned on, so that means Agamas are in the Agama floor. Eyes are in the Ice Cave. Those are going to be our best grinds if that's what we're going to take. And Quad X can make those a lot faster, especially at level 1, because the Eye, it's rare to roll over 300 HP, which the Quad X spell will kill anything and everything as long as it has fewer than 300 HP and does not resist the death element. But the Agamas, on the other hand, they could be problematic if they roll over 400 or 500 HP like they're prone to do, and the Trance Imps, you hate to see it.
So yeah, that's exactly where that thief potentially comes in handy. Just if you're going to be seeing a lot of imps early game, depending on how long it takes us to get the ship, then just being able to get out faster than everyone else is huge.
Yep. So we're Fizzle checking the first few free boxes here, getting rewarded with a heal potion as DVS wastes no time, and Light Axe, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's a decent swinging weapon. Casts harm 2 on use in combat, so it's not the worst. But Davis, our first runner to through Garland, gets a chime and a ship.
Oh, there you go. Nice and easy. Hopefully the Sahags are not too bad, but that's going to give us a lot more money.
And with the early ship, early chime, we are a canal and cube away from progression being locked into the Sky Palace.
And Chadper up in the upper right, really struggling with these trance imps, exactly like the thing you don't want to see. You just get a little bit unlucky, and it totally throws you for a loop. I know, 30 seconds here at the start always feels so much worse than it actually is. It's a real mental thing, and I think if you haven't done a lot of these races before, sometimes it's just a matter of saying, calm yourself down. This is something that I like. It's fine, it's annoying, but I'm fine. Not getting tilted over it.
Yeah, and they were definitely the Pack 2 tilt runners. I saw Dazzle on the Grimps, I saw Glare coming out, and Davis wasting no time, already fading these pirates.
Did he skip right by the level 2 magic? Yeah, doesn't
I don't hate
the level 1 fade.
I don't hate the play. I mean, the pirates are going to give you the money to buy the magic, especially because he's not opening boxes.
Yeah.
They're going to give you 1,000 to 2,000 gold depending on scaling. And there's our first shop item, Crystal, or our only shop item, Crystal for sale for about 13k.
Now, I think that prompts the immediate question: do you pop grind?
Never. Probably. It would probably be a good idea with the level 1 fade, depending on what we see in level 2 magic. We got chain and iron armor here. Like, we could probably survive. It depends on cabins are 148. So yeah, we probably can get a couple of cabins and maybe we get lucky. Cure 4 wall. Ooh, that's really good night magic. And there's Nuke and Temper. So
okay,
it's time to go.
This is. I mean, that's between your 3 mages. That's so many charges. I think for me, prop grind is now out of the question. Like for sure, I'm gonna go over there. I have a number of ways to kill whatever pops up on that side of the world. For pop grind, if those of you who are newer to the community are not aware, we are about to go a little bit over to the right and then up to an area of the map that doesn't pull its enemies from the beginner areas. Instead, because of the way the map is laid out, it's going to pull from the northern continent, and it's going to give us some interesting high-level enemies instead. So we're going to save right here down on the lower left, and we're just going to walk until we get these. We're going to get some more money and more experience. And sure enough, we see Cyranus also taking that pop grind, it looks like. And
that's the perfect fight for it. 4 giants. Giants with some of the best money distribution in the early game. Heal 2 is going to be a little dumb, but you'd rather see Heal 2 on the giants than a Frost or something like that. And they have fewer than 186 HP, so it's a perfect opportunity here. And Davis gets 4,600, so almost halfway to our crystal already. And Zombal's a wonderful follow-up encounter.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as they didn't roll a ton of HP, this is also good money, and they rolled a ton of HP, so...
Cyranus, I'm kind of curious. I'm not sure if his Black Mage died and he's going back to revive the Black Mage. But he took 1 fight of Frostwolf and he was out of there.
Yeah, and there's Davis with 5,400, so he is just about 2-3 grand away from that crystal and hasn't saved it yet. Wyverns, probably the worst money encounter you're going to find in a pop grind. He's probably going to get maybe 1,000 gold from this. But Chadbert already leaving the area. Maybe he's going to go to Crescent Lake, or I'm sorry, Matoya's cave and see if she's got the money for her own crystal hiding in her pantry. And there's
it's kind of a fun check. And yeah, Lord Fizzlebeef deciding to forgo the pop grind entirely. He's going to see what's going on in Marsh, I bet.
Yeah. Now, the upside for Davis is pop grind here, and there's those giants again. So he saved with the cabin, did a hard reset, and he knows that these giants are quad Xable, so this fight should throw him over that 12,000 gold mark. And he's already level 10 at the 6-minute mark. You love to see your levels outpace the timer.
Yeah.
He's going to take this other... Oh, and it's the Zomballs with trolls. So.
Make me a little nervous, but...
Yeah.
See, does he even have the spell charges left? He's got 1 fade, yeah, so he's just going to try and tank through it.
Yeah, and luckily the troll, we don't know if what kind of script that enemy had, but luckily it fell to a quad X. Trolls live up to their namesakes more often than not, and now Davis has to make the awkward walk back to Bravoka. Hope that we don't catch an unrunnable encounter. And we get some quiet spiders. But it's one of those rare times, like, you would rather be ambushed by mute arachnids than have to deal with unrunnable mute arachnids.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's in a position at this point where he'd probably be able to take care of that with just the light axe if he fished it out, but...
Well, he did not, so he didn't open any boxes into the simple
Right, yeah, okay, yeah, thank you. It was Fizzlebeef that I was confusing him with. Yeah, and so he's going to stock up as well, get Nuke and Temper. And we're going to see Fizzlebeef, again, no loose items here in this seed, but Fizzle going top Marsh anyways, which is a really interesting play.
Yeah, I wonder if he's digging for gold.
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting, you know, I definitely think that there's a distaste. Oh, Flame Sword's not bad. For a pop grind, you know, just because it's a little unsure and it can be a little annoying and feel slow. But I feel this is interesting to me because I'm not sure this is something I would do.
Davis going back for the pop grind.
Also, well, there's the money. There's the money in top Marsh. So we'll see how many more chests Fizzle feels like checking here in Marsh. I'm gonna assume he'll step out, save, and then hit the Marsh incentive location.
Now, Davis got back to Bravoka, saved, didn't buy the crystal.
Interesting. I hope he's gonna remember. Well, let's see.
As
I guess we'll see if he's
Cyrenus,
gonna head to Elfland first or go to the Matoya's cave and find
Yeah.
out what he missed. But I mean, it looks like he's going down. Yeah, I mean he's going
yeah.
interesting.
I wonder if this is maybe I know he went to Magic Shop, so I wonder if he spent more money and spent money out of his crystal budget. And he's still got plenty of money for it.
I think he just forgot why he did that grind in the first place.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Fascinating.
But,
yeah, that's rough.
But good magic there. We saw Bracken Ice 3, level 3 black. Life locked to the White Mage. So the non-White Mage Sparties, aka Fizzle, is not going to get access to that life, but maybe life 2. Still no eyes on that yet. Heal 2 is a lovely spell to find. It's one of those spells that can help keep you from buying heal pots later.
Yeah, and we're going to find Rod there in the Marsh incentive location. Earth is also incentivized. That gives you a nice little early trip if you need it. Don't have to do 2 trips if Exit and Warp are not going to be found. House is at 1544. Certainly not as bad as they could be, but you don't want to see that, especially this early. But Tenet's going for dirt cheap.
And Cyrenus completes the pop grind, buys the crystal, and
plenty left over.
So his awkward walk back and from the pop grind as Chad grabs his rod. So Chad and Fizzle making good progress here, already getting the incentivized item out of Marsh. Cyrenus on his way to turn in that vendor crystal, and Davis forgetting about the crystal, it seems.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes him to remember what's going on. But I think with our friends going to Marsh Cave, it is, like you said, in the mental game earlier, I know for me, the early Marsh, that you kind of just breeze through like this, it's always so much nicer to deal with. I feel like I am such in a better mood when I have gotten through Marsh by like 11, 12 minutes if I'm going there. So I'm sure that'll be, we may not have a jet seed yet, but we're certainly pointing to a seed that isn't going to slog us down in the inner sea.
And Cyrenus rewarded, giving the blind woman back her seeing eye, rewarded with her family explosives. So
keeps them above the fireplace just for safety.
Yeah,
horribly unsafe, but it's a treasured memory.
So this could turn into Tail, could turn into the Moss of the Ribbon. It could turn into something that is not quote unquote required. But we'll see what happens when Cyrenus lands in the Dwarf Cave.
Yeah, plenty of money to be found in Marsh, it's worth noting too. So anyone who decides not to do that pop grind is going to be in a good spot. That's plenty. These wizards, I feel like people always forget. Wizards, not a horrible thing to try and get a couple early levels on if you need them. Especially with Fate and Nuke, they're not going to stand up to that compared to what they might in the vanilla game. It's not one you see as often in shuffled encounter settings, but it's not a bad place. So
let's put you in the shoes of Fizzle and Chad. You have the rod. It looks like Fizzle's heading back to Bravoka to pick up that crystal.
Yeah.
Where do you go next? Once you break out of the inner sea, turn in your TNT. Let's assume that gives you progression that you can't advance on, such as like a bottle or a slab or something like that.
Yeah.
If you just have the rod and Crescent Lake to go to, where do you go first?
That's a good question. I think I still do Crescent Lake first. I generally like to try and save the Earth Cave dive, even when we've already got the rod, for when I also have access to Sarda, either through the airship or the Ruby. Since we don't have that yet, and we're not, we've got the spells, but I think across the board still a little bit too low level for me to feel really comfortable going into Earth, especially with these encounter rates. I would bypass it for now and just see what Crescent Lake gives us. Absolute worst case, you can always save, like at Melmond and then trek down to Crescent Lake and then just out if garbage and go to Earth, but I'm bypassing Earth right now.
Okay. So Davis gets his rod, gets out of there with just a fighter and a black mage, kind of riding the struggle bus out of March as Cyrenus is on his way in. Still no eyes on what that TNT turns into.
Yeah, we'll see how much time Spearness spends here. I assume, yeah, Spearness going straight down. Not going to spend too much time here. I'm not sure he's in a chest checking mood.
So Fizzle with the early lead here at the 13-minute mark, and while it may not seem like much of a lead or a lead at all, really, with how little our runners have done and how much of the game is still in front of them, it is important to note that these flags are incredibly fast, and any little time save or advantage can be huge. As Chad, our first runner into Melmond, level 5 Magic Bears. Cure 3, the highlight there.
Now, did Chad skip over Dwarf?
He did. So Chad did not buy the crystal. He bought magic at level 3 and...
Oh, right. I was confusing the Marsh and Matoya, right. Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, I can't wait to find out. I think we're about to have 2 runners. Oh, no, TVS, I think, realizing that he didn't do the crystal turn-in, heading back now. So we're going to find out from Fizzle what is going on in terms of Dwarf Cave right now.
And Cyrnus grabs his rod as Fizzle heading into the Dwarf Cave. We'll see if he talks to everybody's favorite dwarf, the Hooray Dwarf. But first, let's steal their ball cap and life savings. Hooray! The triple hooray. Crack open that dwarf for all their RNG blessings. It's important, you gotta talk to him 3 times.
There you go, Dave's getting the crystal and the mass mean. Definitely something you don't mind seeing this early. It's not progression, it definitely puts a little bit more weight on potentially going to Earth, but it also makes Earth a lot easier, so I think at this point, you know, it is not a bad play to go to Earth. I think I'm still gonna go just check and see, like, am I gonna get a canoe out of the Crescent Lake Sages?
So, Chad checking the spike tiles here in the Hall of Giants. It's the Hall of Giants. We have vanilla spike tiles on, so maybe this is a money play for him, or he knows that they're squishy and he's going to get some early levels here. So, not a terrible play. Good little party grind.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever actually grinded on Giants in the Hall of the Giants before.
In the vanilla game, I did. Because you come in here, I would do it for money when I was a kid, and I didn't know what I was doing in this game. Because Nintendo Power told me that this was the Hall of Giants.
Nintendo Power says a lot of things, Caleb. And yeah, sure enough, Fizzle gonna go straight for that Earth Cave dive too, I think. Again, fine play.
It's an incentive location. We don't have the canoe or the floater, and I think if either one of those are in Crescent Lake, it makes things worse before they're better. So if the old men give us the floater, then it's like, crap, the canoe's in Earth Cave. I could be airborne in 30 seconds now if I had just gone to Earth. And if they give you the canoe, then we can go to way too many places, and it's where am I supposed to go? Do I go to Ice Cave? Do I do Waterfall? Do I do Ordeals? And then there's way too many options. So I like the sort of narrowed approach here. We're going to get an incentivized check. We're going to get potentially a fiend kill. We have that Masa. We have level 1 fast. We have level 1 temper. We've got level 1 fade, level 2 nuke. Like, we should be able to knock over this Earth Cave, barring a nasty script on an enemy.
Yeah. Now, we'll see how kind the game is feeling. Marsh was suspiciously easy, I would say. So like Cockatrice's floor 3, whatever. Like, yeah, fingers crossed for our runners.
We could see something remarkably dumb. We know the arachnids have mute, so we could see the arachnid ooze pack be unrunnable, and arachnids with mute, ooze is paired with something, and there's a sun sword, so everybody gets a sword today for Fizzle's party.
Again, Fizzle doing some interesting chest checks that I wouldn't normally do, and he's being rewarded for them pretty unilaterally. He got a lot of money and his marsh check. He got a flame sword, now a sun sword. We have Masamune. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I kind of hope he stops checking soon. I don't know how much more he needs, but it's paying off for him so far.
Yeah, he seems to be checking the free chests, so not going out of his way to get the Earth TFC, that box way off by itself on the right here. Let's see what Chad does. Bypasses the sun sword. Can't blame him. Oh, if there's one thing I can do, I can recognize some BS. So let's see what our oozes do, but
they're gonna die is what they're gonna do.
Yeah, so we get lucky turn order there for Chad that the Fade comes out before the Arachnid spam mute.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's great call. That is potentially very dangerous as he counters it immediately again. Potentially a dangerous seed if they're gonna. Yeah, poison.
Poison touch is inconvenient, but not terrible.
Yeah.
Heads up play there to use the Ice 3 charges, save the non-elementals. We know the oozes are susceptible to that ice spell, so heads up play there from Chad.
There was, I think, briefly a vampire on Lord Fizzlebee's screen. I'm gonna have to confirm that with chat.
Yeah, he just kind of faded away. But Fizzle gets rewarded with the Oxyel, so that's a good find. That means if we go to the Onrak continent for the waterfall, we can also knock out the Sea Shrine while we're there, especially with level 3 Brack. Fizzle doing the 5 boxes up here.
I'm disappointed. All 3 of our runners have bypassed the bat party room. Send my condolences to the partying bats in the bat party room. I think it's atrocious.
I mean, who needs...
I hope Cyranus goes to the bat party room, because frankly...
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think it's just you and Darkmoon that check that room out. But who needs a party in the bat room? We got a party in the Earth Cave. All 4 runners dancing here, dealing with the Earth Cave. We had near simultaneous Oxyel pulls for Chad and Davis, as Cyranus blistering through, already getting ready to approach the rod floor here, but Bat says, just hang on a second. Are you on the list? As Davis on and through to the Lich floor. We're going to get our first look here at Lich 1.
Honestly, I feel like they were having a pretty good time coming through Earth. I was really expecting a lot worse, and I feel like they're just kind of like, okay, nothing too bad. You had the weird Oods Arachnid unrunnable, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Holding our runners up now. Chadbert finding another unrunnable in the form of trolls over there.
Yep, and here comes the Lich, and 1 nuke, 308 damage.
That'll do.
The birthday boy gets to just 308 damage. Like, what? So, Lich never really had a chance. We don't know if Lich has anything nasty. He could have that with the tier 1 bosses having shuffled scripts. We could see Lich with like thunder or poison damage as Cyranus grabs his Oxyel.
Yeah. Now, I did say that this was going fairly quickly for our runners, with the exception of Chadbert, who has just gotten all of these terrible, terrible encounters time and time again. Cyranus close to passing Chadbert, despite having come in a little bit later, but Chadbert and Fizzle going to reach Lich at the same time.
And something I missed it on Fizzle's screen, but something with Stone got the Black Mage. So I missed what had the petrification status, or stone touch, or brack, or what it was, but Fizzle lights his first orb just about a minute or so behind Davis. Chadbert gets through? Did he light that orb?
Yeah, Chadbert lit the orb.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I saw him on Lich, and then I saw him in front of Earth Cave. So
Lich came out first with Ink. He was fun. Again, Fizzle checking an awful lot of chests. I know that these are not necessarily that out of the way, but like I said, these are.
I wonder
if
he's
a lot of time difference in these seeds when you really watch the times come in. The top 5 can be separated by a minute and a half.
I wonder if he's checking for ice armor, flame armor, something to put on that fighter that isn't...
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or the ninja, but I would imagine Thief will stay down for a while, but with the amount of gear that you get from shops for the fighter, you can get by with a gold bracelet, you can get by with iron armor, steel armor, silver armor. Yeah. You don't necessarily need to find that good elemental gear. You will have an incentivized ribbon to help with those elemental protections in the end game.
How does steel armor ranked up? That's not one that I have off the top of my head like I should.
Yeah, I mean, in armor for the fighter is so readily available, and Cyranus ran into some trouble along the way, but one-shots Lich and is onto a 2-man party. Let's see if he picks up the black and white mage.
Alright, looks like Chabbert's now gotten the crystal as well.
So I would imagine we'll see Davis and Fizzle and everyone basically making their way to Crescent and then down to the Onrak continent with access to Waterfall and the Sea Shrine, which is also incentivized this week,
well,
or for these flags. Oh, right, we don't have the canoe, correct.
No canoe yet. So we're going to have to see. I mean, this may be, again, we were joking about it before the stream went live. This might be a scenario where you go to Crescent Lake and they're like, hey, here's a lovely little cube for you.
It would be better if it was like herb to adamant to cube.
I'm not saying the cube would be good. I'm saying they could well give you a cube. And that would be, that is, we have open progression on. That is an option. It's a horrible, horrible option that I would be infuriated to see if I was running the seed. But now, DVS, right to Onrak.
Yeah, it's a little bit quicker. Without warp or exit, it's a little bit quicker of a play. I mean, you don't really have anywhere else you can go. So this is other than Crescent Lake, and that's where Cyrenus is. So we'll see what the free item from the old men is.
Alright, and Chabert gonna finish up, get the mass immune for himself. Alright, go back, my friend. Go back the way you came.
So as Cyrenus continues Fetch Quest 2020, Davis into the Sea Shrine.
Yeah, this could be where we see some significant round convergence between all of our runners. And obviously we're not going to be able to see too many off stream, but if we get canoe here and sea, that's a scary place for it to be.
Did Davis doing Kraken side first?
It terrifies me.
We got level 3 Bracken and Prayer. Let's do it.
Terrifies me.
Hey, look, if Kraken is punch happy, we got 4 rounds to get him down.
Yeah.
Throw the white mage up front, fire off some Brax, and get a swing off with that Masa.
Did I mention that this terrifies me? Listen, Davis, if you listen back, good for you. This is ballsy, and I really like it.
Davis,
you would not catch me doing this in a million years, but I really like the attempt.
The current FFR Red Ink Kylo hardcore champion, Davis, showing the world that he's not afraid of Kraken at level 11?
Less. I think he's at a solid 13 now for that pop grind, but
this is a good fight. Take the Gersharks, man. See, with these flags and vanilla spike tiles, I like to be taking fights as I go instead of doing grinds. And
I'm agree.
In Sea and Shrine, in Sea and Sky, those are the places where we want to take the fights. These fights are rich with experience, and Gersharks are what you like to see. Especially, I like the idea of taking one fight. See if they've got less than 300 HP. Make sure they don't have a dumb script. That way, if we see them later with big eyes with them, we know that we want to try to take that fight. And Sea Snake's another good fight to take until you see they have lit too. So disregard that.
Yeah, I'm sure that Davis is kind of balancing out resources. Yes, I would love this XP, but I'm committed to taking down Kraken. I want to have every single spell that I have because I have no idea who's going to go down first.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I mean, maybe we'll see. He gives a shot to Kraken. If it doesn't work out, then we do see him do a walking grind on his way to the seafloor because he's gonna have to walk it out. So.
That's true.
But again, that sort of begs the question: should you perhaps have done that before? And increase your chances of getting this to work. Because I think you could feasibly get a few more levels and then make it work on a hope and a prayer. But we'll see. All the runners went Earth when I said Crescent Lake, so we'll see how they go. And there is the cube from Adamant. So we have potentially, a hard progression in Sky Incentive Chest. It's really going to depend on what we see here in the Sea Shrine. I will be very curious to see. It does look like Fizzle's joining DVS here at the Sea Shrine. Gonna be curious to see if he follows suit. And down goes the fighter very quickly. Punch Happy Kraken. I think that's okay right now with these levels. You're gonna rely more. Down goes the white mage, going for the Brack strats. Lean into the Brack strats and gets it. Oh my goodness! Davis eschews the fades, the nukes. The fighter gets a couple Bracks off and takes down Kraken. Proves me wrong, and now gets a chance to go check out. Just a little bit behind Fizzle. What's over on the mermaid floor?
But 2 orbs, 28 minutes in.
Yeah.
Davis being rewarded, and now he's got the money for exit. Doesn't have the levels for it. Got to be like pretty high level. I think it's like low 20s. You get that first shot of level 7 magic.
There we go. Again like Galaxy Brain over here by DVS. Just
and
big risk, big payoff.
Got lucky. Had both of the mages with Brack in the back row, and Kraken Punch Happy. The scariest Kraken to see when you're trying for Brack strats is the Punch Happy Kraken. And we got lucky, and he went first row, second row, and it was like the 4th Brack that got through.
21 says Greg Loop up in chat. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. And he's running from Gersharks, but taking ghosts. So I like a run nuke fade kind of strategy here. But even with the katana, I'm swinging nuke fade or whatever. And Fizzle checking those out of the way boxes here on this floor. But he's gonna get
Quad X from the Big Eye takes down the red mage.
That's pretty spooky. But Fizzle's gonna get some good XP here for his fighter. Yeah.
Just as Davis picks up the loose herb, Lord Fizzle gets some really bad luck there. Quad X takes the red mage down, and then just a combo of knockout punches.
I love the aggressive play here for Davis. Getting in, only checking 6 boxes in the mermaids, not going to be distracted by all the free boxes, and just in and out. He's got the herb. I would imagine for him, we go up to Elfland, turn in that herb, and hopefully remember that Crescent Lake exists.
Yeah, I am going to be very interested to see if any of our other runners kill it. Again, I don't think I would. I think I'd take that urban run. And just be like, you know what? I'll deal with the second dives later. But
yeah, because there's Chad's cube. So Chad I won't say he got distracted by Fetch Quest 2020. He does get a progression item. The cube is a required item. The only thing we're missing now to beat the game from a meta level from all our runners, or basically what Cyrnus and Chad are missing, are just key and loot.
Yep.
So this is going to be interesting. And canoe. We'll need that canoe. Not necessarily the floater, but we're going to need that canoe in order to get the carry. And it does look like off stream we have our first person exit the race. Trenton has withdrew from the race, so probably had enough of some bad luck, or maybe something came up, but withdraws from the race, so he'll live to race another day in these SGLIVE qualifiers. And Cyrnus is going to clear out the entire floor here. Gets a pro ring and a little bit of money. That's pretty good.
I don't hate this, you know, like there's just so many here, and like there's bound to be something worth having.
You say that. A pro ring is fine. You know,
I feel like every time I say that, I'm like, I'm come to Mermaid Floor and like a shard hunt seed and end up with no shards and hate myself for making that decision. So yeah, fair.
Yeah, I like what the play that Davis made. That's something that I find myself doing, checking top 3, the first 3 when you come in, and the 3 with the incentive item. Maybe that first box on your way to, but on your way to the incentive box. But
yeah, Cyrnus doing a little bit of what you were saying, taking that walking grind. This is a great place to do it. You know, I think it gets overshadowed by Sky, but it's a fine place to get some XP. Absolutely,
and Herb will net us a crown. Fetch Quest 2020 continues. More at 11.
still no usable warp or exit spells, so we're taking the long way to get everything. I think, you know, you want to hold off on Ice Cave probably until you can get that exit spell, but at the same time, the grind tile you want is in Ice Cave, so you might just kind of have to buckle up and do it twice.
Well, we got to get that canoe first.
I'll swim.
With how quickly our developers come up with new features for this randomizer, I wouldn't be surprised to see a swim option or basically free canoe. And there it is, ribbon progression in Sky.
Oh no.
Ribbon will make a skydive easier.
Yeah, but
And he's up here, so maybe now he'll remember. Oh crap! I didn't go to Crescent Lake.
What do you?
How
do you prepare for that? Do you just buy some houses and take a couple grind, like walking grinds in Sky while you're there? Is that the best leveling option that you have right now?
Maybe. I mean, with the early sweepers, a lot of the enemy. I mean, we've got the early Ice 3, the early Nuke, the early Fade.
I don't think Davis is gonna go to Crescent Lake. He's parked on the south side of Elf. I bet he goes straight Sky.
He doesn't have the cube though. He's got to figure out where his progression is.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
He's going straight there. Never mind.
He's gonna be a little tilted probably after this check, and he's gonna cede some time as Cyranus not gonna go follow that herb fetch quest going right to Sky. So you can see how quickly these leads change hands. I mean, Davis still with the orb lead.
I'm not sure I would say Cyranus is in the lead yet. You know, I think we add a good 3 minutes minimum to Cyranus time just by virtue of the fact that Davis has done again.
Yeah. And Fizzle working these Gur Sharks would just we did pick the Black Mage back up finally.
Yeah.
But I don't think Cyranus is even going to open any boxes here. He might feel froggy enough to blitz up to Tia and maybe throw some Brax around and see if anything sticks.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you're doing 400 damage with that Masamune already. That's doable. You got fast. You know, I think defense certainly the question, but he's almost level 18. So yeah, it's like he's sort of at that threshold. I think what scares you right now is the possibility of Warmech. Right? It's vanilla. It's not guaranteed for anyone.
And Fizzle bounced out of the Sea Shrine once more.
That's tough.
Yeah. So this is my problem. I mean, Cyranus is having good success with the 3-man party, but this is my problem with 3-man parties, and it looks like he's picked. I'm sorry, that was Davis's screen, but the 3-man party, it's really good for XP distribution, but it can be volatile, as you see Sleep Touch into Quad X and these XP pinatas just blowing up all over Fizzle. And that resets just as good as a wipe, so. And it's time to wake up Mr. Thief.
Alright, and we get the Ruby from Cyranus with the giant finish chest. He's making really good time, but literally no one wants to see that right now.
Yeah, that's...
you pick up an item like that, and your body just kind of sags a little bit. Like I feel like I've aged. I picked up this item because I know what's ahead of me. The guy at the end of Indiana Jones. I've picked the wrong Grail.
Yeah, it's the dusty one. You gotta go for the dusty one. Davis, with the Adamant, going to get the cube, also will advance in age significantly as he realizes that it's time to go to Sky. Upside for Cyranus is when he heads back towards Titans, he'll turn in the herb then, so he won't have to make that transition between northern and southern hemisphere as many times as Davis has.
Yeah.
As Chad coming into Sea Shrine, looking hungry. I love it. He's going to go crack inside. Has not seen the adversity in Sea Shrine that Fizzle has. And we got Gregory Puff in chat commenting the item placement is rough, and it almost always is with these SpeedGaming Live qualifier flags. But I mean, I've played a lot of these seeds in practice, and I think despite the rough item placement, we're still going to see runners finish within like hour 10, hour 15. Like, it's just how we get our levels for Topher is going to be the big question, with us forcing Sea and Sky as the first 2 dungeons. Well, I mean, technically Earth, but will we see our runners play with some Agamas?
Yeah, and I think, you know, there really is... I guess we'll see what happens next, but it just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of route divergence actually happening. Like, yeah, we had that momentary split between Crescent Lake and Onrak, but they head back into each other anyway, so...
It's pretty linear, but here comes the Tia fight, and we get Tia with fast. Masa jumps the gun there and swings before the Masa gets its own fast.
But, I mean, it was like 288, I think, on a fastless swing. That's... I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And Tia punches out Lady, and Tia just takes 700 to the face.
Oh, Cyrannus sweating that one, but he's gonna get through on 10 health with that fighter. Just survived that. Probably would have been had options at least with Nuke and Fate on his red mage, but that would have been a real clincher. As we see, Davis, they're high-fiving on the way in and out.
Fizzle.
And Fizzle with just a little bit more bad luck, gets some XP. How many times has he hit 14, 15 now? This is like the 3rd time.
He can't get this herb out of here. This precious Sea Shrine algae.
He is just going to make it, thank goodness. Just for his own sanity, thank goodness he walked that one out. Yeah, it's a real feels bad moment.
So, Cyrannus and Davis, 2 runners, 2 orbs lit. Davis in a little bit better place progression-wise. Cyrannus in a little bit better place level-wise. We'll see how this goes, but Davis needs to start eating some fights here, getting some of this wonderful XP that Sea Cave has to offer.
Yeah, takes the eye.
And Fizzle with the herb. This is not today, Satan. I'm not going crack inside.
I do not blame him one bit. He's going to be real unhappy when he learns that he has to go Sky next, I have to imagine. But,
yeah. If Manticore's with Ice 2, probably reset out of this, Davis. I don't think we have a life spell. Do we? I think, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah. Life was locked out.
Yeah, he's got plenty of Cure Force, so get a few levels there on the White Mage and just go for it.
Yeah, our life bot and Fizzle incoming Grumble.
Yeah, high fives at the Prince, as both Fizzle and Cyrannus gonna get crowns.
Taking the crown right from the Prince's head. Davis, congratulations, buddy. So, Cyrannus back into... already made it back to Elfland. So...
I honestly think he'll be, given that he waited to use Herb, I think he's going to be really happy to see the ribbon here. Just knowing that, like, okay, I made more or less the right choice in making going this way.
Now, whatever is in the waterfall will be the big difference here. If Davis doesn't have to come back to the Onrak continent at all, that will feel good for him. But otherwise, he's still going to have to come back to Onrak to do the waterfall, where everyone else is going to have to come back to Onrak to do that in Kraken. Except maybe Chad. Chad working through. Oh, hello, Warmech. Goodbye, Warmech.
Yeah, goodbye. Don't blame him at all. I think you got the juice for one boss fight right now, not 2.
Yeah.
That XP would be so nice for Davis right now, but I agree with the run. I never do. I don't know. I always forget that running is an option with Warmech. I usually just take the fight for credit. But yeah, I think that's the smart play.
Alright, Fizzle with his free ribbon will go turn in his adamant and become the saddest giant robot that we've ever seen.
See some Brack strats coming out. Let's see if they pay off for Davis twice in this seed. That's 2 bracks off, nothing. We're gonna get a wall first on the red mage, then on the black mage, and then 2 bracks, of course. Oh, surprised he didn't even bother to fast up the fighter. You might as well just try and all right, Davis.
Yeah. Why fast when you can brack? Brack fast.
Good for you, man.
All right. So Davis, 3 orbs lit is canoe, loot, and key from go mode, with only the ruby to turn in for 1 key item. So.
Alright, and Cyrannus is going to make his way to Titan's Trove. Titan is not incentivized in this seed, so we're probably going to either skip right past there or just make that very quick detour and get those 4 chests just now.
Yeah.
But, Sarda is going to make us walk all the way to him and all the way back.
The big frustration here could be key, and then we got to sail back to the inner sea, check that Canaria locked for our canoe. But that at least puts us, proximity-wise, a little closer to the volcano and ice cave, but still without warp.
Yeah, I think. Oh man, yeah. Can you imagine? Key from Canaria sends us to ice and volcano, but you got to end up going to ordeals for the floater or something like.
Yeah, because still no sign of slab or bottle, and there it is, started directly with the canoe.
All right, so now we have choices. You've got volcano, you've got ice, and you've got ordeals that have just opened up to you. What's your move?
Probably ordeals. It's to me, it's the fastest check. Well, Cyrannus definitely probably waterfall because we can knock out Sea Shrine while we're there.
Yeah.
But I think Davis has to hedge on waterfall not being required. But with us already getting Masa and the ribbon and the ruby, the only quote-unquote dud out there is the tail.
Yeah.
So do you bet on the waterfall having the tail? I don't know. But let's see
I would be tempted to make a volcano run right here and just knock it out, but I think.
Yeah, especially for Davis, because then you're looking for levels and.
Yeah, just take what you got and go the Agama grind for Davis. Yeah, I think that would be a good play, but it's gonna depend on what we find in ordeals. We have warp was at level 6.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a couple, I think, charges at this point. Enough to make the ordeals hurt a little bit less, but not enough.
Chad trying to get the bracks to work on Kraken. And they're not hitting, but Kraken sure is.
Yeah, I mean, given the luck that Chadbert had on the mobs in Earth Cave, it almost is out of bracks on the red mage. Black mage has got 1 more. And no fade charges left on that white mage. That's a scary place to be in. And down goes the red mage. Black mage really gonna have to hope this Breck goes through, and it does not. That is hope and a prayer with the nuke at this point. 346 though, good hit. Wisely move the mouse immune over to the white mage beforehand, just for at least a little extra chip damage.
And he did fire off some ruses with the white mage, so if we can. Nope, not gonna fast that up. Hey!
Wow, the white mage must immune kill on Kraken just gets it out. We've seen some real miracle plays here today. This is I'm having fun. I dare say it, I'm having fun watching this. This horrible slow seed is quite entertaining. Man, that's one that you remember for a while. The time I killed Kraken with a white mage and a mass mirror.
Yeah, Chad clutched it out, and Cyrannus already threw the pillar maze here, so I missed the sequence, but it must not have been too convoluted. Nothing really doing here in the boxes. As
right.
Davis, he's
going
doing. Yeah. If he gambles here on vanilla floater and getting the orb taken care of, then this makes all of the rest of his checks that much quicker.
Yeah.
Davis in a pretty good position here.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm so excited to find out what these checks are going to be.
A white shirt.
We're happy to see that one.
White shirt casts the spell Invisible 2 when used in combat, and there's our bottle. So, could be loot, could be key, could be the tail.
Yeah, but it's not going to be anything until you get the floater.
Yeah.
So I think, Dave is suddenly potentially back in the lead. We'll find out.
And Fizzle, when he gets the dragon armor and a wizard stick, but
I'm not convinced the dragon armor is going to matter enough at this point to make up. For to make up for the time spent checking his chest.
And he's walking it out.
Ever going to pick up the crown and go pick up the ribbon next, presumably, as he makes his way to discovering what comes next.
And Siren is heading to Onrak, going to do the waterfall, going to knock out Sea Shrine. We'll see if he learns about all the nasty stuff that exists down there, or if he gets to roller skate past it and leave Fizzle, our only runner, to see the really, really nasty stuff in the Sea Shrine.
Yeah, and I like this. Davis just not checking a single chest. I don't think he even went into the armory.
Yeah, he's playing fast and loose, and that's what sort of like you see the progression of runners. And Davis, a very new runner to this game, so it's awesome.
Grind, though.
He might go back to it after he takes out Carrie. So save your resources, take out the Fiend, and then walk back up and exit.
Does he have exit charges?
No, I'm saying like it's a quick walk back up if we take it out, or he might be banking on eyes and ice.
Yeah.
But with the it's just remarkable that Davis come in this community maybe 4 months. I think it was like May he started racing and becoming active.
Already feels very much like an entrenched part of it, I think at any time you can have a runner, regardless of what place he finishes at this point, come in and make plays like this and go this fast, like that is
Davis showing up and showing out, as they like to say, as he's got 4 orbs lit at the 50-minute mark and headed to Ice Cave as
wild. Quick shout out to Danny3883 in chat who has helped us today. Follow the awesome runners there. It looks like the bot is down. But definitely give those runners a follow. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, and big shout outs to Shadowed Flame for doing the tracking for us. SpeedGaming Live for hosting us and putting on this tournament for us. And this is Qualifier number 3, so if you're out there watching, you want to be a part of the SpeedGaming Live Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament, it's not too late.
Not too late.
You can check out the SpeedGaming Live website, buy a ticket, sign up for whatever tournament you want to run in, whether it's Final Fantasy Randomizer, whether it's a Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer, whether it's a Link to the Past Randomizer, or any one of the other featured side tournaments. There is a lot going on with this event. It's going to be happening the second week of November. These qualifiers, there are still 6 more to go after this. So there's 7 more to go after this. So if you're out there watching, you're interested, it's not too late to sign up, try to qualify, or if you don't think you're going to have time to do the qualifiers, you can always sign up, buy a ticket, and be a part of the event in that regard as well. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the event as Fizzle ages 84 years and grabs his ruby and probably mutters something under his breath, if I know Fizzle. But Cyrenus, I missed what was in the waterfall. Looks like it was the tail, so oh boy, Davis's big brain.
Yeah, that's tough. Cyrenus has got to feel so bad about that too. I mean, that is just like, it's not even bad choices. It was just the wrong choices today.
Yeah, and if Davis gets through here and sets up a decent eye grind and just gets like 3 or 4 levels, just gets those mages a little closer to 300 HP, get that fighter a little closer to 500 HP, maybe if get lucky and flirt with level 24, but Wraiths with Glare gonna make us feel a little bad about those off-step encounters if we're taking an eye grind.
Yeah.
But he's gonna... okay. Oh, he's doing the cheeky warp check. And there's our key.
Yeah.
So, Davis, not even going to do the eye grind. Davis says, I don't need levels. Where I'm going, they're not required. So, Eternal Newbie question in chat. So does that mean floater has to be in ice? All other locations are airship locked, right? That is correct. But as we see, Fetch Quest 2020 happens all the time. So
where's key locked?
Yeah, we're going to go to Key Lock Canaria. Which isn't bad. His ship is parked in the inner sea on the river system, so...
Yeah, again, made a very heads-up play with that.
Oh, man.
Good for him.
And then it's just... I guess it's the bottle? The bottle has to turn into...
I mean, listen...
The slab.
The slab.
Yeah, the bottle turns into the slab, turns into the loot, so...
Yeah. Man.
That's awkward.
What a nightmare.
Comment from Intoxicated One in before Keylock Marsh. Unfortunately for our runners, well, fortunately for our runners, unfortunately for us, Keylock Marsh not on the table. There are no loose items. We see our runners opening boxes that aren't incentivized specifically for in-game gear, quality of life items. Thor Hammer's a pretty good thing there. If we had found it, 30 minutes ago, but this Chad coming through, gonna get his bad news.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if Davis might just walk this out and forget his ship entirely. I'm trying to think if it would be significantly slower to just walk it out based on where he is. No, I suppose you've got to go so far around. Never mind.
Yeah, and this ship is going to save us some encounters.
Yeah. I withdraw my case. Alright, we've got Tiamat up on Lord Fizzleby's screen. I'm going to throw out that Bane Sword heads-up play on the item. Kind of has to hope that's going to work because he doesn't have too much else going with his party. Dead is dead, Fade is Fade. Wow. Second Bane charge goes through. That's what? Four Fiend kills we've seen through Bane and Brack at this point on stream.
Yeah.
I would love to know what everyone else's screen looks like right now as we see a snake up on Fizzlebeef's screen. I have no idea what to make of this. I genuinely just don't. There's a lot of right now, and I wonder how many of them are just hitting their heads against the screen with how long it's taking. How many tried to Bane or Brack and bounced out. This could be going so many ways. Seen.
Question from the Air Hideous, any mech scene? We have seen War Mech on Davis's screen. Davis fled it, and we have not seen War Mechs on anyone else's screen. But Davis, crossing his fingers, praying to RNGesus himself, hoping that this is going to be his floater. We know it will be, but there will be the biggest sigh of relief. There it is.
There you go, buddy. Take a prize.
And Davis being rewarded with a katana, so vendor sword for his party. If Fizzle opens those boxes, which I imagine at this point he will, because he's opened a lot of boxes.
That would be particularly ironic if he decided not to at this point.
True.
Selling the mess?
No, he was... he was looking for the katana to sell.
She had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just going for a while not saving and accidentally selling the Mastodon? Tyrannus takes out Kraken. Did it quick enough that we weren't even paying attention. But he's in a good spot now. He knows what he. Presumably very unhappy about it, but knows.
Yeah, and if Fizzle wants to get back in this race, he's going to have to prioritize the Volcano Ice river system with this canoe, but he might do Ordeals and Waterfall just because he left that water orb unlit.
Yeah.
And Davis is going to need to go to Ordeals first. So we'll see where he heads first with that floater.
I think it's a smart play, anyways. You know, like you said, you just kind of hope you don't have to go to waterfall, but obviously.
And with the incentive masa and ribbon, like you don't really need to promote with these flags. It's nice. I mean, if you find the gear like Fizzle did with the dragon armor, but definitely not required.
Chabert taking the more traditional route on TMI. He's throwing out some bracks, but he also fasted and tempered up his fighter. Already doing 400 damage. Fighter gonna take dark, but survive that big hit. Fade and nuke almost certainly gonna close TMI out. Not right away. It would be quite funny if the brack finished it off, but it doesn't.
Davis gets in the air right around the 58-minute mark. Hey, this is a nice fight. You see, it would be unfortunate if the run went through before the swing, but we get a little bit of XP, so we might get lucky, and maybe he gets the bottle here and throws all of his nukes and fades into the zombie Ds. That's a decent kind of old school grind that you could take.
Yeah, for sure.
So
definitely navigating sky as well.
Chad walked to the airship location, realized, oh no, I sailed here.
Yeah, you haven't earned it.
That muscle memory kicks in, and you don't often walk to Mirage from the dock. But in these flags, you do. Alright, Fizzle with the canoe heading south. We'll continue the Disappointment Fetch Quest 2020. And you hate to be in that situation that he's going to be in here in about 5 minutes, having cleared ordeals and waterfall with a bottle and tail to show for it.
Yeah.
And know that I have to go back. I have to go back.
We have to go back.
Davis in and through, running from the zombies. Take this fight, Davis. You need it. You need some levels, buddy.
Yeah, I'm starting to get nervous for Davis. I don't know if he's like. I mean, he's pushed his luck so many times. Maybe his mindset.
He's not even opening. Okay, he skipped the free box. So let's see if these were nothing. We want to check this cluster down here because that's our white shirt. Yeah,
it's that's good. I do just kind of wonder if his mindset is like, I've pushed my luck and it's worked out. Maybe I can get through to a low level. But yeah, my hope at this point is that he takes this for a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, take these fights. That thing fell with 286 damage. Just what? Davis trying to go too fast, trying to blow through with an exit charge, and Davis, a man on a mission here.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see, because I mean, like, he is minutes away from go mode, and then I think what he chooses after that is really important.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have definitely been in the place where I have not loved the grind tiles I've gotten, and then, you know, I just grind in, like, floors 2 and 3 of Toph. You know, that is, I think, a better grind than people often give it credit for. Maybe that's what he's gonna do, but my fear is that all this time that he has made from some real galaxy brain plays and a little bit of luck, he's potentially going to lose if he bounces out of Topher once or twice because he's too low.
But there's his pro rings and gold bracelets, so
he's got the money for him.
This is going to be another shot in the arm confidence-wise for his party. So this could be playing right into his strategy here of just like, I'm just going to go fast. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. He's at what? He's at 19? Hasn't hit 20 yet? I haven't seen his levels. I know, you know, he hit White Mage on that zombie D. I mean, Fizzle's got somebody at 27, but I think it's Fighter.
Yeah.
Just fine for later. Siren is taking that eye grind that we were talking about wisely, I think.
And once again, we are running on a 10-minute delay, so we will keep you apprised of what happens with the on-stream runners before we let you know what's going on.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, thank you. That's where we at. Sirenus already making his way through Ice Cave, going nice and fast. grind, I think, gonna be a big. He's in a great spot right now.
Yeah. And without that Black Mage being awake for a lot of this seed, doesn't have that warp charge that Davis had. And Fizzle gets to fish the robot up for free, gets a tail, and grumble grumble, time to go to sea.
Okay, Davis gonna go get the slab from the ferry. He's got a choice. Do you go do this turn in, or do you go chance waterfall? Just for lack of resistance, you know, I hope he's gonna fly. Well, I might go waterfall first, or is he gonna fly south?
Yeah, he's gonna do waterfall.
Yeah, you might see it as a routing wind to just do this and then go down. Yeah. Gotta get that tail. I don't see him promoting at this point. He doesn't have any of the stuff that's gonna make it worthwhile.
Yeah, so I mean, the upside here is he'll get the tail, he'll be eligible to promote. Alright, so Davis gonna come into waterfall, gonna grab the tail from the robot. Fizzle gonna hopefully clean up the sea shrine, get his sea orblet. Chad working his way through ordeals, gonna get the disappointment news about the bottle, and Cyrenus, with the key in hand now, knows that he has to go back to Canaria. And Cyrenus parked his boat, or is choosing the walking path back, because it looks like he parked and went in from the outer sea river inlet. And Cyrenus with the first bridge boss kill at the hour 5 minute mark. Alright, so Chad grabs his white shirt as Cyrenus is reminded of the nasty imps here. Oof.
Yikes! There you go. Kind of like that run.
Where you just are muttering under your breath, please, just let me through. Please, imps, please. I don't want to hurt you.
Alright, Cyrenus finally gonna get the good news that he's been waiting for so long. Do a little dance, Cyrenus. Take that floater, turn it in.
Cyrenus in a good spot. It's got to do the bottle slab translation. Davis gets his first whammy of the race with the tail here, and checking the boxes, gets the defense sword.
Not bad, not bad. I mean, okay, so he's 2020, 1920, it looks like.
You want to talk about irony? Fizzle opening boxes the whole race.
I missed that, yeah.
Gets to the waterfall, robot's in the way, gives him the tail. He's like, hey, I don't have to deal with the spike tile. There's probably nothing in those boxes. Probably one of the items he was looking for in the 30 boxes that he's opened already.
Yeah.
But Davis making these checks a lot quicker.
Davis can go ahead and promote.
Yeah. So the promotion here, I mean, we're going to get some levels on the fighter maybe, get some magic for him, so that Cure 4... It's interesting.
Yeah, I think this feels like just unnecessary at this point. I mean,
yeah.
So, if anything, he may just want to like throw the white shirt on. Well, he doesn't have the white shirt. Oh no, he does. There it is. Yeah, throw the white shirt on. That may be a good enough reason for him to promote. I'm not sure with the gold bracelets that it's all that necessary. You know, it's your Invis 2 thrower, and that's fine.
I mean, he's level 20 on the night. That's pretty good with these percents. Like Topher is rarely too nasty that like you need to like grind up to like almost 30. Like so, he's in a good spot level wise. Like he just needs maybe a half dozen like good fights. but he's got nowhere else to go to get them, having full cleared the game essentially as far as incentive locations go.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world to hunt some Gasties in Topher.
Yeah.
Alright, and the long walk to Elfheim begins. Not Elfheim.
Nope.
Lithane.
The other one.
The right version of this game, the mistake that I just made. I call Elfheim the PSP version, which I only know because of the dang speedrun. Man.
Sorry,
I
buddy.
Coffee too. I have no excuse. That's just dumb brain syndrome. Too much Final Fantasy 1 in my life.
Is there such a thing?
Yes, there is. I think we both know the answer to that question, Caleb.
But if you're out there watching and ever having played this game, we definitely recommend you give it a shot. FinalFantasyRandomizer.com has a wonderful assortment of options that our wonderful dev team has put together for us. This is just the tip of the iceberg with what's possible in this game. And boy, oh boy, is there some wild stuff in store for you coming in the next few events, I would imagine. But right now we're playing in a sort of a classic feeling Final Fantasy 1 randomizer flag set, no lose, and just a routing simulator.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that Davis is starting to take some of these fights. I think would have benefited from taking some of them earlier, but listen, four zombles.
Yeah, so he's taking the fights now. So probably gonna hope to get 24 on that night, but hour 10, you feel pretty. I mean, you got to feel pretty good about your time.
Yeah.
He knows that he could have been in Topher quicker had he routed that slab, bottle of the slab, in a little bit quicker than doing everything else, but he's on his way. As Chad gets his key, which will net him his floater, as Fizzle on his way down to that ice incentive for the key. Once again, that last location. Alright, and he's picking up spells, which makes me think he's gonna level up that night a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Vorpal over there in the ice cave.
Mm-hmm. Davis missing that, doing the warp check on a tile where you don't have to take as many steps to get to. But here we go, hour 11:30, heading into Topher. So.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Good luck to Davis, first runner on stream, going into Topher.
Frosty's runnable, good to see. You don't want to see a lot of nasty, unrunnable encounters here.
Yeah.
Did he come in off a hard reset? Because Worms on the second encounter, oh, they got slow. That's not going to be as quick. But Cyrnus also going to promote, still has to light his fire orb. And that's exactly where Chad is going. I like the proximity routing that Chad's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Unrunnable Gasties here on the 3rd floor. A little bit of forced grinding for Davis here.
Yeah, the game wants you to have levels.
Eat your vegetables, David. Eat your vegetables.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I have the Seamless app open and ready to order some wings.
Nice.
This broadcast.
After this broadcast ends, I'm going to go up and cook dinner. Making some black bean garlic chicken.
I was supposed to cook chicken tonight. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's okay. We got Stanley Cup hockey tonight.
Nice. As Cyrnus parks and is preparing for his volcano dive, Davis hits the Phantom Tile, which is runnable. You gotta love to see that.
Shane, I mean, so much XP that he just abandoned there.
Right. All that 32 XP or whatever it is. Fizzle continues Awkward Routing Simulator 3.0 as
Chad taking Agama's up there too.
So
I probably got an update on his levels. I wonder where he's at. Oh no, okay, not really gonna continue that fight though.
All right, Davis onto the Earth floor. 4 Sorias. Nope. I don't want your XP game.
Alright, Chadbert drawing his 4th and final fiend, just a little bit ahead of Cyrnus.
Congratulations, Fizzle.
And Fizzle finally gets the floater.
Yeah, so it really, I mean, Fizzle, everybody was pretty much hand in hand as Davis blows through Lich 2, but the unfortunate encounters he was catching in Sea Shrine that no one else was seeing just kind of felt bad.
Yeah. Alright, we see carry 1 and carry 2 on screen at the same time.
It's always fun when that happens. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
So nice. Pretty rare, too, outside of Tiamat.
So,
everyone they go down at the same time, too, thanks to Dukes. That was fun. Cyrnus his 4th and final orb.
Question from chat, what encounters was it in C? It was the Gersharks and Big Eyes that were giving him the biggest trouble. The Gersharks with Sleep Touch and following up with the Quad X from the Big Eyes. It was uncomfortable. As already onto the sea floor, going to see more of these Lightning 2 snakes.
Yeah, Cyrnus beelining it right to Topher as soon as it's done with Volcano. Not sure if he put... I didn't see him put white magic on his knight. That doesn't mean that he didn't. There's that forced gas D grind for you.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing about most of the runners like coming into Topher on a hard reset, so a lot of runners are going to see the same encounters.
Yeah.
And Lobsters with Frost.
Yeah, this is unrunnable. That's a not fun fight.
No. Now, Fizzle, knowing that he's got to go do this slab turn-in, just can't be thrilled about the routing that he's being forced to make here.
Yeah.
And there's Chadbert picking up his 4-orb floater. Fizzle gonna promote before translating the slab. Gonna equip all that wonderful gear that we've found.
Yeah, of any of the runners, certainly him the most worthy of promoting. That Dragon Armor is going to be a real nice thing to have. Another pack of enemies goes down on Davis' screen. We're going to work a little bit way closer to Kraken 2. And whatever horrors wait in that fight.
So the game forcing Davis to get some levels. Just take them.
Yeah, I mean, a good thing that Fade is level 1, Nuke is level 2, because he's got to take a lot of these encounters and you'll worry about resource depletion, especially given that, you know, his knight isn't going to be able to just punch through whatever it wants at this point.
Question from chat from Thalfon. What are the conditions to qualify for SGLIVE? So right now, I believe we are looking at a tournament for 60 entrants, and so 20 of those seats are reserved for ticket purchasers or ticket holders, so I think the remaining seats are going to be determined by the qualifiers here, but if fewer than the cap qualify, this is primarily for seating. So racers are allowed to run in up to 5 races. 3 races will determine their seating. If you run in 4 races, your best score is dropped if you run in 5. races, your best and worst time are dropped, and your points are then averaged, and that's where you fit in with the seeding.
Cyrus makes quick work of Lich 2 as we pull Kraken 2 down on Davis' screen. Wisely moved interestingly moved the fighter only to the second slot, so just kind of serving up the Black Mage to die on a platter, but still wants to protect that life caster White Mage.
And Cyrus making pretty good time here, catching up to Davis, already on carry 2, but he will hit all of those unrunnable seafood party packs on the seafloor. So, can't feel great as Fizzle dives the volcano and approaches the carry fight.
Nothing too bad on Kraken. Good for Davis, making quick work.
Yeah, Davis now already on to tier 2, so we're not going to see an encounter, and we'll see if Cyrus starts hitting these seafood party packs, and should be coming up on him. Nuke fires off, and Davis going all offense here. Nukes and swings, nuclear from Tia 2. That's pretty spooky. High rolls the White Mage.
Carry goes down and physically screen the last fiend down. Chadbro unfortunately making the wrong choice at this point to go to Waterfall over getting slab.
Yeah, bottle of the slab turn in isn't intuitive and feels real bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Cyrus maybe came in at a different part of the encounter table than Davis and did not hit those unrunnable seafood party packs and is already...
Yeah, that was a lot of time that he made up on that.
But Davis not really having any trouble with Tia, going to employ probably that similar strategy here with Chaos. We see that defense sword on the knight. Let's see if he moves that ribbon onto the knight. Move that ribbon onto that knight. He did not move that ribbon onto the knight. So hopefully we're going to see a first turn wall come out, because you'd hate to see a first turn zap just remove your fighter from the fight. But Chaos opens with a nice 3. Could be worse. White shirt gets us our first stack of 6 stacks of evasion. Temper and fast land on the knight.
Yeah, I think that knight's still dangerously low. I think, if a nuke comes out, that is a rough place to be in.
Yeah. And with that second application of the defense sword, casting the Ruse spell for Davis, it will give him 5 stacks of the 6 evasion stacks, and the wall does land. So
yeah, so with that Cure 4, he's in a much better spot now to withstand anything. He's not going to see a full party wipe if nothing else if the nuke comes out. Probably going to be able to push through with just that knight. Unless this ends up being a much worse Chaos than it looks to be at this point. Already swinging for 720, though.
Dop rolls through, freezing the mages in place. Time to just keep those white shirts coming and swing away. We're doing good damage here. And there it is.
Oh, GG DVs.
8 hits, 896. Davis takes it down. Our first runner to finish on stream with an official SRL time of 1:21:25. Get those GGs in chats for Davis.
And Cyrus makes his way right to Chaos just after him.
And Davis, the 4th place finisher in this race, as Edgeworth takes down first with a 1 hour, 13 minutes, 8 seconds. Thunderclaw came in 11 seconds behind him with a 1:13:19. And then Ganon's Gone Wild in 3rd place with a 1:18:01.
Yeah.
So, and we're about to be joined by Davis. Davis, how you doing, man? GG's on that.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, doing okay. Had a couple freak out moments in that one, but yeah, overall I thought it went okay.
Yeah, you routed that about as courageously as you could have. And we were curious how you felt about your levels as you were going through that game. Every time we expected you to stop and take a couple fights, take some fights through sea or sky, we saw you running and gunning. So what were your thoughts as you made your way through that, as you were looking for levels?
Some of them were, trying to be cheeky, but then realizing midway that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So like for C, the reason I ran Kraken side first was, hey, I just bought Exit, I can run Kraken side, so that I can then, try to gain some levels to have enough levels for exit to then go to mermaid side, realizing it would be like 10 or 15 levels by the time that would happen. So that was just like kind of an accident. But like even going through, like having like the fighter rainbow, I think was absolutely the call for this one, because we had Fade level 1, Nuke level 2 for the red mage. You had Nuke level 2 for black, and Fade level 1 for your white mage, and I think level 3 life. So and 2 tier 4. So like I knew going to sea and sky that I was very low level, but I had enough Nuke and Fade cast to make it manageable to get through. So I kind of just trusted and ran through, and lucky enough, I got that ribbon before, I think it was Sky, that was about to wipe my entire party. But
you ran a very clean, efficient race. I think the only time where we saw you lose time was on the seafloor with the unrunnable seafood party packs, and Cyranus was right on your tail and finished up as we were bringing you into the room. So GG's to Cyranus, taking down 5th place with a time of 1:22.56. So did you go into Topher on a hard reset?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I wonder if Cyranus did not, because he did not hit the fights that you did on the Kraken floor.
I think overall I was pretty happy with my routing, other than when I finished my 4th Fiend, I had the realization I didn't have the loot or key. Yeah. And then had to try to decide, do I do ice first? Do I try to go down and do ordeals? And I think ultimately it was the waterfall escapade to get the tail and then promote that was the biggest time waster. But like the loot could have been in the waterfall, it could have been anywhere. So
yeah, that's true.
Complain about that one.
And Chad coming in at Topher now at the 125 mark, and Fizzle turning on the afterburners, showing why he's one of the top runners here in FFR. Went from kind of riding the struggle bus through this seed to just blitzing through these last few minutes. It seems like we were talking about Fizzle opening way too many boxes and ceding so much time throughout it, and here he is on his horse already onto the Kraken floor. And he's going to hit these unrunnable seafood party packs, so
I muted myself for the last 2 minutes.
I was wondering why you didn't have any questions, Groggy. Making me do all the work.
Sorry about that. I feel silly.
And we're going to see if we can get Cyranus to come in here and talk to us about that seed.
See, I didn't catch Fizzlebeef went off on the reset. Yeah, I mean, he clearly did. He's catching the exact kind of problem things. Those poison gas Ds. Again, I feel like Chabber I've seen just get such a lopsided amount of weird status things from all these enemies, with the exception of Fizzle's poor Sleep Capade over there in D-Shrine. Chabber's seen a lot of stuff that the other runners haven't. Gonna fight run on the Phantom as Fade and Ice 3 pulverizes another set of lobsters and sea snakes, although not quite as quick as Fizzle wants there.
And we are joined by Cyranus, our second runner on stream to finish. GG's, Cyranus.
GG's. That was, routing was...
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to talk to us about Awkward Routing Simulator 2020?
Yeah, no, there was no routing that happily.
Yeah, Davis routed it about as well as he could have until the floater. So once we got airborne, that's where the gut decision to follow the slab and not go to waterfall or ordeals was the right call. But it's so tempting to just knock those out while slab feels like it's a long check when
Yeah, and I had already done waterfall and ordeals because I chose to do. Once I got the canoe, I was like, I'll hit up 2 locations instead of 1.
Yeah. You did do well in not chasing the herb out of the sea shrines and going right to sky. So that saved you some time where Davis really made up most of the time that gave him the lead in this race on stream. Was he was able to knock out Kraken while in the sea shrine the first time, and did it before going mermaid side. So Davis, what was going through your head with that play?
Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. That's basically all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was, well, especially because I want to say it was like the 5th or 6th brack that landed on Kraken too. But yeah, as Serena said, there was, like, routing did not feel comfortable with this. Because, like, I even went to on-rack before getting the canoe. And then, yeah, everything just felt strange.
Same, and I was playing with the assumption that I'd have to come back for waterfall anyways, so it was no big deal to leave Kraken alive.
Yeah.
As here comes Fizzle onto Chaos, not really seeing any sort of opposition through this Topher for his party. That inadvertent fighter clear for a lot of the dungeons netted him a lot of levels, and you can see at level 30 on that night. And here we go. We're going to open up with menuing too quickly for me to see. I think the ninja cast.
Awesome.
Go with the Bane Sword. Cheeky. Ice 3 takes out the Black Mage.
Luckily, got that fast off before the Ice 3 hit, at least. So, one less thing that he's got to deal with later on. Ice 2 coming out. Again, not seeing really too much bad stuff from this Chaos. Already punching for 636. Yeah, at a certain point, you even just consider, I think, like, wait.
Yeah. Fade for 110 to swing from that fasted Masa, takes it down. Fizzle finishes it up with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, 30 seconds, and while Fizzle was finishing, we had Burt Reynolds finish with a 124.43, and then Gouda finished with a 129.51. So get those GGs in chat for Lupita's favorite burrito. As Chad Burt onto the seafloor dealing with these unrunnable lobsters, and we'll see if Fizzle wants to come in here and talk to us about it.
Oh, Chad, you have so much more fun in store for you on this floor.
And we are joined by the left front bumper himself.
Hello.
GG's, Fizzle.
No.
I have so many questions.
Sure.
But first, GG, like, for real GG.
Yeah.
That seed was as awkwardly routed as possible for all of the runners based on the key item location, and incredibly linear in that regard as well. What were you were the only runner on stream to not run Fighter Rainbow, so why the Thief at these flags?
So the Thief is essentially, it's a midway point between running 4-man and running 3-man. I need the Thief to get me out of Marsh Cave, and I need the Thief to get me out of a dicey dungeon where everything in there is going to try and murder-late me, and I need it for run speed. And then once I no longer need it for run speed, I toss it to the wayside, and then it's 3-man strats from there on out.
So, the second question, I think the biggest question that Groggy and I had through the early game of the seed, and really much through the mid game, was the amount of boxes you were opening. Talk to me about the gear and security.
So it's kind of like a priority system of I need to afford stuff. I dove Marsh because I wanted cash for that crystal, hoping that crystal turned into something useful. I got Mazza, but I was really looking for like Canoe or Flutter.
Sure.
Once I have cash sorted for like gold bracelets, pro rings, spells, etc., the next step is like functional, good endgame gear for the knight, like ice armor, dragon armor, etc. And the third most important thing, arguably the most important thing, is a minimum of 1 ribbon. If I hadn't had that ribbon, that incentive ribbon, I probably would have kept opening boxes for a bit looking for a ribbon, but I just want 1 ribbon, and then I feel like I'm good to go.
Can I let you know, in like the greatest irony of your chest opening in this seed?
Sure.
So Davis, a man after my own heart, felt like he opened no boxes.
I tried.
But when you got to Waterfall Fizzle, the robot greeted you in the doorway, and you didn't have to go behind him to see that fight or open those boxes. And within those boxes in the waterfall was a defense sword. So it's just the irony of all the boxes you opened, one of the ones you probably wanted was in that room.
Defense would have been nice, but not with my towering knight. It was like, I just need a fast and a temper, maybe 2 tempers, and the knight's gonna just dumpster anything it runs into. It'll be fine.
Speaking of getting dumpstered, talk to me about Sea Shrine.
No.
Okay. Chadbert takes on Tia 2, and Black Mage gets blown up by Tia right away as Chad doing some work here. 3 hits, 301. We're gonna probably switch up to just gonna keep that white shirt going. We're gonna swing and we're gonna invis too. So afraid of Tia's punching, gonna get that party evasion up and played a little bit safer here. Groggy, what questions you got for our runners?
I mean, listen. What I really wanted to know was how Sea Shrine was feeling for LFB. That is
so. All right, so here's the sad tragedy that led me to Sea Shrine today. It's a case of this has to work, and if it doesn't work, I'm last.
Yeah.
Crystal had to be a thing, and if it wasn't a thing, I was behind. It was not a thing, thus behind. Well, in the process of getting Crystal, we found the Rod. Rod's got to be something, right? Well, Rod leads to Oxiel, and Oxiel leads to me grinding my teeth for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But this herb has to be something, right? No.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is that everybody did the same thing, basically. The biggest, what we thought was going to be the route divergence early, was Davis and Cyranus went to do a pop grind for crystal money. Davis looked like he forgot why he did the pop grind because he left and didn't buy the crystal and came back to it.
Okay.
Where
I was thinking about that. I thought it was 19k and it was only 12k.
Yeah.
So yeah, that felt bad.
Yeah, but Cyranus, I mean, it didn't end up being a great equalizer with anything because everybody basically had that Masa before they left the Inner Sea anyway. But here comes Chadbert taking on Chaos. Gonna get our early defensive buffs up. Ice 2 comes out, 10 hits, 305. So we're already doing work with that fasted Masa. White shirts come out. We're gonna start dumping tempers into that knight. Heal 3 is gonna keep everybody a little topped up. And we're gonna go for round 3 with some more temper. Another white shirt, a swing, and White Mage is gonna... What are we gonna do with the White Mage? We're gonna throw out a fade. I like it. Little indecision there, but ultimately, damage, always a good call. And 280 from a fade, you never hate to see that, as there's a big hit for 748, and Chad
GG
clears it out, and let's get Chad in here. So, Chad takes down 9th place with a 137.03, and then closing in behind him and finishing out the race is Life Reboot with a 139.09. So all of our runners coming in under the 1 hour 40-minute mark. I told you these were fast flags, and
nice clip.
It's very good. So we're gonna get Chad in here and get some final thoughts, and then everybody's gonna get to go eat lunch or dinner or go get on with the rest of their Saturday. I know I'm starving. And I'm real excited. I love making Chinese takeout at home.
Now, I can't remember. I'm totally blanking already if we asked this question. Davis, do we talk to you about grind choices?
We didn't talk about it. We talked about me being very low leveled, but not specifically grind choices.
Yeah. Now, was there ever a spot where you thought that you wanted to grind and then like saw an enemy that you didn't like or something like that, and then kind of backed out, or was it really just kind of like the go mode?
I did the pop grind. That was, I mean, that made me feel very comfortable moving forward because at level 10 across the board, I had so many fade and nuke casts that grinding wasn't really something that was on my mind other than to get money. I did the dope move of forgetting that crystal, which lost me a couple of minutes, but it made it marsh, it made an easy earth. I think the only reason I felt good about going down to C was because of the nukes and fades, and that if I ran into anything horrible down there, which was, I think, the Ice 2 that came out of the sea snakes or something. It was something like that.
Yeah, it was Lightning 2.
Lightning 2.
Followed by Brack.
Yeah, I mean, so basically the whole time it was, my fighter didn't have a sword until I think he got the Massa, but it was basically wait, nuke, fade all the way through every dungeon, and if I didn't have that, I probably would have been looking for a grind tile. But to more directly answer your question, no, I wasn't looking for a grind at all this seed, other than the pop grind.
And talking to Chad Burt in the SRL room, he's going to join us in chat, so he's there hanging out. So GG's, Chad. Race well run. I think you watched this VOD back. It's always wonderful feedback to see your run compared to 3 other runs. That is especially when it's a fairly linear seed like this, you get to see how your routing gave you some advantages and how you lost time in other plays. And for the most part, Chad, you were right there with everyone else. It's just when Fizzle turns it on and goes fast, he's one of the fastest we got. So it was remarkable to see Fizzle sort of talked about it, you riding the struggle bus through the Sea Shrine, but once you hit that go mode, it was like you blinked and you're on carry too. So, GG's to Chad, GG's to Fizzle and Cyrinus and Davis and all of our runners off stream. The third Speed Gaming Live qualifiers in the bags. Our next one will be on, where's my messages? I got it right here. I'm not stalling. You're stalling. Where's my messages? Where is it at? There it is. Our next one will be on Wednesday, September 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in joining the Speed Gaming Live tournament, there's still plenty of time to get your 3 or 5 qualifiers in. You can join the tournament without qualifying for it, just by virtue of buying a ticket to the event. So there's a lot of options. We'd love to see people come in. Like I said, these flags are fast, they're intuitive, they make a lot of sense. It's just the routing can be awkward, which is kind of the point. It's a randomizer, am I right? We're going to randomize that routing every time. And this is probably one of the clunkiest I've seen. The clunkiest linear routing ever.
Yeah. I mean, when you look back at it, there was really, in my mind, only one legitimate point of divergence, and that was: do you choose to go like Ordeal's Waterfall, or do you choose to go Volcano Ice?
So we did have. I wonder. I don't know if Edgeworth is in chat, our first place finisher from the sea, but I wonder if he went when he broke out of the Inner Sea, if he went to Crescent Lake, got the Adamant, went back to Dwarves, got that cube, and then went to Sky before Sea.
Yeah,
because
that was the route.
Yeah, that was the route, to go to Sky first over Sea, but it's arguably scarier. But with those early magics of Fade, Nuke, Ice 3, we probably could have, and the level 3 rack, we probably could have made a play on Tia just as easily as we did on Kraken. So, but for the runners on stream, it seemed very linear. You guys all made the same sort of routing calls. We'll start, I guess, with Davis, our first place finisher on stream. What are your final thoughts, man?
First of all, thank you to Caleb and Groggy for doing comms. Always makes me excited to watch some of these streams when I know you guys are on comms. And to all the other runners, Shadowed, I see you there, so I'm assuming you were doing some tracking for us. Thank you for that. I think these flags feel so similar and yet so different every single time. So it should be a really interesting tournament that we go into in the next couple weeks, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. How many more qualifiers you got left to do, Davis?
3. Yeah.
Okay,
After the first one, I took a little bit of a break.
You're going for the full 5?
Yeah, I'll go for the full 5. My first race did not go well, so
Braver
my
man
plan
than
is to go for the full 5. Well, you fine in your races, all right?
Yeah, I was going to do this one, and then I saw the need for a broadcast crew, so my original plan was to pop into the race room, see who's doing it, and then make the call, because I'd rather do commentary with Groggy than try to race against this pool of runners. Y'all are some A plus speed racers out there. Cyranus, final thoughts, buddy?
Oh, I'm just glad I didn't bring a black belt today, because that grind would have been super late with that canoe where it was. You got the Masa and that would have worked, but it's not the same when you get the canoe that late.
Yeah. Is this your third qualifier now, Cyranus?
This is my first qualifier. I actually haven't played in like 2 weeks.
Okay. So we'll hopefully be seeing you in the next few qualifiers then. But how are you going to approach? What sort of strategy adjustments are you going to make, having got one of these seeds under your belt now, when it comes to qualifier number 2 for you?
Oh, nothing. It's going to be. I'm probably going to stick with the fighter in either white, black, or rainbow. Mm-hmm. It's such a straightforward flag set that there's not a whole lot I would change. I won't go with the thief. I know some people love it, but it's not me. Yeah,
I'm in the same boat. I know the thief has value. I just haven't found a comfortable place for me with the thief. So I like to, like you said, I like the melee with the triple mage backup. Fizzle.
Yeah.
Is this your third qualifier?
This is my second? No. Is this my third? I don't remember.
Well, you've already said that you plan to do the full 5, though,
yeah,
right?
I plan on doing 5.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start like hawking out because I plan only do 3, so I'm gonna start hawking out these SRL rooms, and this being our first qualifier in a week, and I figured it was gonna bring the heavy hitters. I gotta find that awkwardly timed one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have a qualifier at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday?
Right?
But GG's, Fizzle, final thoughts on the seed, the event.
Sometimes every coin flip comes up tails.
Hey, we have in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord, we have an FFR bot casino that you can get to flip a coin for you, and there's a leaderboard, and sometimes that coin flip is tails 13 times in a row.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
And Chad, if you want to share final thoughts in chat and just let us know what you're thinking, I'll read them out loud for you if you want, but otherwise I'll pass it off to Groggy, get our final thoughts, and you can take us home, man.
You bet. Well, thanks again to everyone. We have so many people to thank. First off, Shadow Flames, also SpeedGaming. Thanks to our runners. Thank you to Caleb for hopping in for this, and for Danny for organizing it. We have so much more good quality speedrunning FFR content in a couple weeks, as we've been talking about. So we hope to see you out for those as well. But it is a wonderful Saturday, and there's a lot of Saturday left, so we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for spending a couple hours with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chadbert letting us know that Thief would have been bad this seed with optional tail and floater so late. It was a lot of fun. Gives everybody some GGs and says it's not a good day to make any major 50-50 decisions. True. But yeah, as Groggy said, we do have, in addition to the SpeedGaming live qualifiers going on once a week until the event starts in November, we also have the Fall League coming up, which we're going to show off some more of our quote-unquote goofier options, a little bit more of the fun stuff that we have in store on the website that I was talking about earlier. So if you want to take part in that Fall League, come onto the Discord server, let us know that you're looking for a team, and we'll try to get you on one. But right now I think we have 10 teams, so it's going to be pretty exciting. I know I'm looking forward to it. I got Groggy, one of my teammates, Chadbert, filling out the Center for Competitive Forfeiting, along with Rubes 000, who's I think he was hanging out in chat earlier, but Fizzle representing Trash Island Fire Department. Davis on the sleeper, was it Quack Attack? Is that what your team? The Quackening?
The Quackening.
The team of the biggest ducks in the world. And Cyranus on just one of the free agent startup teams. There's some. I was looking at the fall league lineup the other day, hanging out with Fizzle and Voice, and there's some pretty scary teams in there. There's a lot of good talent in the FFR pool lately, and if you want to be a part of it, it's not too late. But I talk a lot, so I'm going to let everybody go. I'm going to go cook dinner. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, Speed Gaming. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Groggy. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you, bud. Have a good day.